Have a great show, everybody.
Good afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm so sorry to remind you, but it's Monday.
It's what?
It's Monday, jeans. I'm sorry. Weekend is done.
I know.
How's it going?
Great. I've been working the whole weekend, so Mondays and weekends don't really
But your
apply.
work doesn't count either. It's a little bit unfair.
No, I'm in the business of fun, so it's actually okay. How was your weekend?
Good. Also great. Nice
Wonderful.
and busy this weekend, yeah.
Now, today we are starting a brand new feature on Afternoon Express called Mommy Mondays. Because,
you know.
Well, no, we're going to be focusing on motherhood and interviews inspiring mothers in the entertainment industry and the media industry.
Indeed. So today's guest had her first child a few months back on Valentine's Day. It's actress Samkelo Ndlovu, and she'll be sharing her experiences of being a mommy so far.
So amazing, and she's looking absolutely incredible. Now, if you've got advice that you'd like to share with our new mom, or any new moms out there, or any questions, head over to our social media platforms. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page.
I'd also love you guys to call into the show live. It would be cool to hear your thoughts and opinions on this particular topic.
Like,
because
should I give Danilo up for adoption and become a real mother?
Oh gosh, as long as it's not your own genes, it's all okay. It's all okay. And then also on the show today, we have an incredible music performance. Batuk is made up of rapper and producer Spoek Mathambo and Mozambican-born singer Manteiga. And they'll be treating us to a little title track of their new album. It's called Deep Ocean. It's going to be awesome.
Amazing. And South African cuisine wouldn't be the same without clover amasi. And today we are taking the staple ingredient and showing you how versatile it can be with some amasi and corn griddle cakes.
Sounds yum and interesting. I've never heard of griddle cakes before, so this is going to be a fun one. It's a Mommy Monday on the show today, as we mentioned, and our guest today brought her bundle of joy into the world earlier this year on Valentine's Day. Renowned actress Samkelo Ndlovu made her TV debut in the soccer drama Zone 14 and has appeared in a host of local shows since, including Intersections, Soul City, and Generations.
But that 50-50 was wrong. You knew we needed your help and you did nothing to help us.
It's not acceptable ukuthi labafana bakuvalele emkhukhwini, but that's not why we are here.
Asifuna ukwazi ukuthi uloyiso kureyphile na. Buwa nete ngwanaka.
No. Akangirepanga.
Ngicela ukuphupha. Ngicela uyeke ukuphupha. Mr. Selvin uzolenza ivirgin elifana nawe. Huh? Because all you do is cry to him. Mr. Selvin needs a girl like me. A girl that knows exactly what she's doing.
Oh, a girl that can...
A girl like me. Not like you, Virgin Mary.
Oh, uyabora.
Samkelo Ntwana. Ima khona lapho.
Ayikho into endingayithetha nawe.
Usho ukuthini?
Ufuna ntoni la mntu kokwenu?
Ikuhlupha ngani?
Ayindihluphi.
Here right.
Sifuna ntoni esasibhanqa ngeflowers?
Uvele watheleka, okay? Anyway, why buzongibona?
Engigqitha nje.
Sam. Ufuna ukuhamba nami ku-matric dance?
But you never ask.
I mean, that's really special, I think,
is,
to
it
go
really is.
take a trip through memory lane.
True.
Because you just must have so much stuff to go back and watch.
I do. I really, really do. There's so much stuff missing from that show reel. I think I made that show reel like 4 years ago, and I stole the music from Inception because I edited it myself. So the music from Inception is really like, you know, so it fit. It made sense.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so cute.
But I mean, we basically have seen you on our screens forever. You basically grew up in front of the camera. You were studying and then decided, yeah, I can study, but I could work at the same time.
I did.
So tell us about that journey, how you literally dived into the deep end.
I did. I mean, well, I was studying directing and writing at AFTA Joburg, and television just started calling. It was calling and it was knocking and it was banging down the door, and I had to finally answer.
How though? Were you getting castings, and were you
I was getting
cast
calls,
in those
I was getting phone calls, I was getting, I didn't have an agent yet at the time, so I wasn't getting castings. I was getting phone calls from other filmmakers who I had worked with, or people who had seen me in theatre, who really wanted me in their projects. And the first thing that I did before I did television was a film with Trevor Noah and Anele Mdoda. And we were also young, and we did that, and after that I just couldn't go back to school.
It's almost unheard of to hear these stories of actresses being picked up, especially in South Africa, where there's not that many opportunities to break into the industry, and to be found like that. Somebody really saw something special in you, and there really is. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been in our screens for this long and doing such amazing work.
Yeah.
What is it about you particularly that you think was called towards the TV space?
God, look at her.
Yeah.
Stop.
But I mean, she could have done films, she could have done music, you've done it all. But why particularly was it this television stuff that drew you in?
It was a mixture of, the universe conspiring in my favor, as well as a yearning for something I didn't say out loud yet. Because I always used to tease the actors at film school and say, because they used to make them wear black because they're empty vessels and they need to be filled or something like that. Wow. So I always used to tease them and say, actors are so sensitive, actors are this, actors are that. Yeah. And I knew that I'm also an actress because I'm a storyteller at heart. So whenever I get the chance in whatever medium I get, I will tell the story. And I think it's truly the star power in me that drew people to say, we want this girl on our project. As well as, being professional really, really, really goes a long way, especially when you're a young, good-looking girl.
Well, let's discuss your professionalism, because I think a lot of thought obviously goes into the roles that you choose. Let's just discuss your current character, because she's quite a sassy little so-and-so. Do you ever get for your fans being confused by you and her? Because in real life, you actually are quite astute, and I think that I don't think you're a take any nonsense kind of person.
No.
But the role that you play is certainly quite feisty.
Yeah, she's worse than me. Sometimes I wish I could be like her. She's definitely got more guts than me. I mean, she'll do anything. She will do anything. And when I mean anything, I'm like, she will kill you. She will steal your company. She will do
take your
anything. Yeah, she'll do anything. So for me, I obviously am stopped by, my morals, my principles.
I've also got them.
Can I ask you about that quickly for a second? Because I love how that character trait that you just mentioned in your character was something that you had to experience as a young person breaking into the industry with, casting directors and things like that. Talk us through that particular experience, because that was one I don't think young women speak much about.
No, we don't really speak about it. And I mean, it really only happened to me once. And it's not something that I've, shed light on or wanted the spotlight to be on me about, because I really, really wanted people to just know me about my work.
Exactly.
And
what happened there?
This whole casting couch business of, if you want this role,
what will you
wink,
do for it?
wink.
And
how far will you go?
Were you at the time?
I must have been 21. Okay. It was back during Generations, Zone 14 times. And he's a well-known director right now.
Were you in any danger at any point in it? Or was it just a...
I was in danger because we were alone in that room, but my reflexes were better than his. And I just remember that day. I remember calling my agent, crying and saying to her, listen, this is what happened, and I can't believe this guy did this. And I mean, it's not like he didn't touch me or do anything, but the suggestiveness of it really just hit home, because it's like, hey, I'm an actress. How dare you? And I remember my agent calling him and just giving him a piece of my mind. And my mom also, she was like, give me his number, I will call him. And I was like, it's okay.
You're incredible.
Wow.
messed up.
It's such an awful thing to be faced with, but obviously now, if you consider the whole Me Too movement, it is important to speak about
It's
it.
very, very important. And, you know, back now, when I look back, I do wish that I said something, because maybe I could have stopped a few girls from experiencing something like that, or experiencing worse. I don't know how far their experience went, you know.
Yeah.
I think you're such an inspiration to so many young actresses now that are looking at you and kind of want to emulate everything that you've created. Do you think that those kind of environments are still existing today?
Definitely.
And how should a young actress react or act in that situation if she's confronted with that kind of thing?
Call it out. You know, there's always a way to call it out with grace and poise, without making it a scene. You know, I know that it's hard to ask someone of that when you are bombarded with, you know, a million emotions and you have absolutely no idea how to respond. But it works out better in your favor when you call it out with grace and poise, because then we know you're not looking for our attention, because that's usually what men or people will say. They'll say, oh, she's looking for attention, or she's just trying to be in the spotlight, or this and that. So it's better if you just say, listen, you cannot touch me in that way, and I will not work this way.
Sure, but you know what? I think if I was in that situation, I don't know if I'd be very graceful about it.
You'd probably
my
punch someone,
stilettos do look like weapons anyway.
She would leave them in
I'd
him.
probably use them.
But also what I
I
think
won't
is
lie, I feel the same way.
your most incredible weapon, however, has been your success thereafter. You didn't need anything like that to be a success of yourself and make a success of yourself. And young women need to know that you don't need to break into the industry by doing that. You can break into the industry by being damn good.
By being damn good, by practicing. And I always say to young actresses who come up to me and say, please find me an agent. And I'm like, forget the agent. Get on the internet. If you can't afford school, get on the internet.
No, but also like that show reel.
scripts.
You edited that show reel by yourself.
I did.
So you don't, you know, when somebody says, get me an agent, get yourself an agent. Start doing the work already that it takes to be there.
Yes. Be ready to receive your blessings if that's what you're asking for. You have to be ready, because it can come and you're not ready, and it'll just pass you by.
Oh, baby, we love having you
amazing.
here. We're so excited, and we've got so much more to chat. We've got literally so much more to speak about. Trust me, you're going to love this. We'll be back more with Samkelo after the break. And remember to add your voice to our conversation online. If you've got any advice to share for new mums, then tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. We'll be right back.
Masi is a thick, creamy mas your family will love. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. You're live with us on Afternoon Express, and we're in our favorite spot in the entire loft, entire country, and the entire world. It's the kitchen today, and oh my gosh, look what Clem is making us for dinner tonight. I'm pretty sure I'll have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It looks good. Clover Amasi is a versatile mas that is not only enjoyed on its own as a nutritious drink, but it can also be used for cooking and baking. The creamy, rich taste makes it ideal to add to soups, dips, and sauces. And today we're using it to make griddled corn cakes, which is something I've actually never heard of before. So show me how.
I'm going to do just that. So we got some all-purpose flour in here. I'm going to start off by adding some salt and pepper. And then, yeah, we're done.
Finished and clear. Done it. SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 and get all the details. Basically, write that down with one piece of paper. But I'm serious, the keyword is Clover. You SMS that to 33650. It'll cost you R1.50. Remember, your free SMSs don't apply, and this could be dinner.
Cool. So what I really have done is I added some spring onions to that, some cayenne pepper. You want a bit of heat, right? Cool. I mean, it's winter. It's good for you. It's
you and I in the kitchen. What more heat do you need?
Here we go. Some baking soda. There you go. Some garlic. I like to get it like nice and chunky. Get it all in there. Cool. This is kind of easy because it's one bowl. Add everything into it.
Yeah, but you've grilled that garlic, right, beforehand. It's not just a fresh clove. It's been grilled.
If you want to add like normal fresh garlic at home, you totally can.
Okay.
We just happen to love roasted garlic in the loft. We have it with
just
everything.
Just adds a slightly sweetness, sweeter flavor, takes away that sort of bitterness if necessary.
Absolutely. So Dan, will you add the bacon in for me? And then I've got some leeks, and I just cook them down. Bacon's optional, but I kind of find that sweet saltiness really complementing.
It's not optional, Clem. We've had this conversation before.
Dan says it's not optional.
Do not confuse South Africa, guys. I'm so sorry he confused you there. It's not optional. It's not optional.
Okay. Then we're going in with some cheddar.
Yeah.
And kind of, I'm giving you all these ingredients, but the truth is you can kind of add everything as you like. Like, if you wanted to add beef, in all honesty, you could. If you want to add some chicken, you could.
This feels like if you had your friends over for like a braai or something on the day before, you take all the leftover ingredients that are left there, you know, like extra little bits of onions and little pieces of meat and your corn can, you just throw it all together and you've got delicious breakfast in the morning.
Absolutely, or amazing dinner or lunch, as you said. Give it all a mix. Actually, will you add some more masi to me?
Sure.
And the masi is kind of great. It reacts with the baking powder, gives it a nice lift. And it gives it a nice tang as well. Keep on going. Yes. Just like that. And you want it to be nice and thick. Also, what's really cool is you can make this batter 2 days at a time.
Okay, because all the flavors will just really completely just get in there.
And just chill. There we go.
How do you protect it? Like, do you keep it in the fridge? Do you wrap it?
In the fridge, absolutely. We turn the heat up a little bit. Cover it with some cling wrap as well.
Okay, cool.
Here we go.
So just make your batter at home, obviously, as many days in advance as you can. 1, 2 or 3 days, you said it'll last. So just kind of get it ready. So take all your leftover ingredients, pop it in the fridge, and when you have that like day where you just don't want to make dinner at home, this could be in your fridge.
Absolutely. I also like cooking these and then popping them in the freezer.
I see. Why is it so rustic, dude?
Dude, it's rustic. Why do you want to use like little fancy chef molds?
Yours out of here came nice and round and flat, and those all look
actually,
like lumps.
What's going to happen is the batter is going to even out, so it's going to give it that nice little round shape. If you wanted to, in the Keister home, they probably do use little like ring molds.
Imagine, no ways. Italians do not know how to do finesse. We're not French.
You know,
the French do the finesse, the Italians do the flavor. This is how it works.
Ah, look at that. Yeah. Look at all the French people hopping on Afternoon Express.
Sorry for you, but the Italians got their flavor.
All right, cool. So what you're going to look for now is you can look around the ends. Yeah. Once you see it goes a little brown, you're going to flip it over. A cool tip is, if you're getting a lot browner than it's supposed to be cooked in the center, put a little water in there, it'll start steaming, put the lid on, and it'll actually help that little rise happen.
I see. Clever, so cook through. That's nice. I like that.
Right, so let's talk about what we've got. So that's going to keep on cooking for about 1 minute to 2 minutes aside. Look how beautiful they look.
And they come out like that, and you can stack it in between with anything else. You've drizzled a bit of syrup on there, I can see.
Maple. And more bacon.
And what's in the dipping sauce?
That's like a nice little hot chutney to go with it. More fire.
Yum.
Yeah.
So basically, literally, everything you got at home that's spare and left over the weekend, throw it into a dish together, add some flour, add an egg just to make sure it all sticks together, pop it in a pan, and these delicious, what did you call them? Griddle cakes will come out looking so yum and so full of flavor. It's such a great savory recipe to try at home. Really, I do recommend it. You SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent directly to your device. And in case you've just tuned into the show and want to know how to make these delicious dishes, here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover.
It looks delicious. We're back on the couch now with Samkelo Ndlovu, the incredible, the superstar, the mother now, and you're just an incredible soul. It's been really good catching up.
Oh, thank you.
So a huge congratulations is in order.
Thank you.
So you must have had the best Valentine's Day ever.
I did. You guys did kind of get it wrong. It wasn't on Valentine's Day. It was the day after. Yeah, it was the day after, but it was still special.
Yes. Well, you know those people upstairs. For them Valentine's Day lasts a few days.
I'm typing a message to the boss as we speak. Let me just quickly get that out there.
Okay, so I actually want to know all the details.
Yeah.
So I believe that your partner got the morning sickness for the entire first trimester. You are basically the luckiest girl in the world.
I am.
Tell us about that.
He was actually our sign because, I mean, I was walking around like normal.
Yeah.
And he just had all my symptoms. He was throwing up, he had trouble sleeping, he had back pain. And one day something just said to me,
something's up.
Just run to the chemist. And I did the test, and it turned out I was pregnant. And when I told my doctor, she said it's normal, and it's called sympathy symptoms.
Yeah.
And I had never, ever heard of that before. But throughout my pregnancy, he had all my symptoms. I just took advantage of eating what I want.
I mean, how can you get that? How can you guarantee that?
Yeah, exactly. How do you make that happen?
Yeah,
I know.
Why are you trying to get pregnant?
Because I want it to happen again.
Yes, definitely.
So for all the women that are dying to have children and are looking forward to their first child, just give us a snapshot experience of that first child experience of having such a newborn in your house and being a mum in South Africa in our current climate. What is it like?
So, do you want to know about the pregnancy or
the birth? Let's just talk a bit about the
having the baby.
Yeah.
Danilo's the sweetest mom because he loves every detail.
I love it, yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know if my experience is like everybody else's because my daughter is such an angel. She makes it so easy for me. I mean, I'm getting enough sleep. She's not a screamer. She's got so much personality. And so I wouldn't be able to give any advice, but the picture I would paint is that it's the most special thing to ever happen to you. After carrying and incubating an entire human being in your body, and then the next moment...
The shot was just the most beautiful.
Oh, yes, I remember
That's
that.
incredible.
To have that thing come out, that human life
Human
come out
life
of it,
happen.
blood.
Yes, and it's sitting there looking at you, you know, needing you, and it's just special. There's no other way to describe it. It's the most special thing to happen.
But is pregnancy that great? Because I mean, I'm like Elton John. I've got so many godchildren, and all of my friends have got children, and some of them absolutely had the most amazing dream pregnancies, and others were like,
Get it out of me.
Yes, it was traumatizing for them. What was it like for you in particular? What do you wish women knew while they were pregnant?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're always told, oh, you're going to glow, and yeah, you'll have morning sickness, but it'll end, and yeah, you'll be fine, and you'll have cravings, and then you'll just get bigger, and then maybe your feet will swell, and then one day it pops out.
Okay, no, tell us all of that.
The true story,
the
yeah.
feet swelling and the nose swelling thing.
Already put it off, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I remember praying about my nose. I remember praying that it does not get bigger, but it just got bigger. And I remember my mom saying to me, it happened to her as well, for all three of her daughters. And
it happens to girls. If you're
it
pregnant
happens to
with a girl,
girls,
your nose grows.
But it's weird because black people say it happens with a boy, because a lot of people were like, you're having a boy, I can see your nose. And with my mom, she has 3 daughters, and her nose got bigger. And she says her friends used to tease her and call her Pinocchio. That's my mom.
Beautiful.
That was at my baby shower. Look at my nose.
Okay, but now I know in black culture in South Africa as well, there's lots of different customs as well.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is allowed to meet the baby for the first 3 months of the baby's life.
Yes.
Are you sticking to a lot of those traditional customs?
Yes,
really?
I am. Yes, I've been in confinement for the past 3 months.
Wow.
With my baby. I only literally started leaving the house after 6 weeks when I was allowed to start gymming. But that's literally the only place I went to. But we've been in confinement, we've been bonding, and only family and super close friends have met.
It seems like such a beautiful ritual though, because I think in those 3 months, that is really when you just need to be taken care of.
That's
you
true.
as well as the baby.
Yes, and you have to go home. That's the tradition. You have to go back to mom, and she has to show you the ropes and show you how to do it, because I mean she did it. You're alive, and it's quite a time.
I'm sure, and it is beautiful. Jeannie's saying it is a beautiful time for mothers to bond with their children. I mean, obviously, the first thing you do when you give birth is you keep the child as close to you as you can, and that mother-child bond is inseparable.
Yeah.
In terms of the cultural elements of that sort of relationship, especially with fathers, being especially in South Africa at the moment, where we are struggling with real men stepping up to the plate and having these relationships, how do cultures like that, do you think, impact children's lives in the future with their role with their parents?
I mean, if you're going to go home after that and you're going to be with the father, you know,
your father,
the father of the child, then bonding can happen immediately. And it's not like while you're in confinement, the father's not allowed. And he's allowed to come see the baby as much as he wants. And it differs with different cultures, with Zulus and Xhosas, and it differs. But I think, you know, fathers do play a huge role in their children's lives, in their daughters' lives and in their sons' lives. And it's important. And I think this generation has definitely kind of embraced that because you see, especially online, you see a lot of fathers with their children.
So special.
And it's special, and it's like, it's the bare minimum. I mean, it's normal. It's like, why are we awarding a fish for swimming? But it's
because
it doesn't happen. So we should award it.
Totally.
We should say, well done.
Yeah, I know. You know, Nella actually tweeted something this morning because a woman said, you know, when a father is a really good father, loves his child, he should be rewarded. And her comment was just hysterical. She was like, yeah, exactly what you said. She said, yeah, we've got to celebrate a fish for swimming.
Yeah.
It's like the most natural thing, and it's beautiful.
It's like, should I be awarded for breastfeeding and for taking care of my baby and waking up at 3 a.m. to feed? Should I? Should someone say to me, well done?
You did such a good job.
Thanks
for not abandoning the child. You know?
No, but don't you think that is such a huge attitude now with everything, like in life at the moment? Everybody feels like they deserve to be slow clapped for like doing like benign things.
I know.
Like, hey, you went to work today, amazing. You did your job. Well, celebrate.
I think people are just demotivated, that's why. I think people are just demotivated. There's a lot of things that are happening. I mean, I don't want to get into it. Like, I don't want to get into like the war and... Like,
Twitter will come after you.
I know.
But I'm really intrigued to talk to you more about your relationship with your daughter, because I love the fact that you're trying to protect her as well from the media, and I want to get your thoughts on sort of Instagram and children on the media, but save that for later, because I want South Africa to just get ready for that conversation.
Okay, cool.
We'll be back with more from Samkelo a little bit later in the show, but after the break we turn our attention to some music with Spoek Mathambo and Manteiga, who formed the renowned duo Batuk.
Making a mess in the kitchen is easy. It's the cleaning up part that's not fun. That's why I love using Chuck's heavy-duty scourer pads. They make the job a lot easier and a lot less time-consuming. So instead of throwing this dirty pan away because the job of cleaning it seems just short of impossible, I love using the heavy-duty scourer pads, and they're brilliant at removing the baked-on grease. The unique angle of the scourers allow you to get into those tricky corners that are often left out during the cleaning process, and they're quite comfortable to hold as well. To clean the scourer, simply rinse underwater, give it a good wring out, and then allow it to dry hygienically. So thanks to Chuck's heavy-duty scourers, I have more time for myself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3 as we turn our attention to some music legends. Batuk is a creative musical duo consisting of rapper and producer Spoek Mathambo and Mozambican-born vocalist Manteiga. Their music has earned them international fame, and they perform to hundreds of thousands of people across the world in countries like Germany, Italy, the Netherlands and Portugal.
Gostosa. Their latest EP, Deep Ocean, officially launches this week and is a fusion of African and international elements with influences ranging from kwaito and hip-hop to electro, house and jazz. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I mean, you guys are just killing it at the moment. Like, I think it takes so long and very few international artists get to tap into the international market. But I mean, upon studying you guys a little bit, the world is just loving you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How do you guys from all across the globe meet? I mean, you guys are from so many different walks of life. You guys have both had so many different experiences in your worlds. How did you two come together?
I watched the play of Carla's. She came up as actress, theatre maker, director. So I went to watch one of her plays and it kind of blew my mind, and I thought to bring that creativity into the music arena. You know?
Yeah. Rad.
Do you guys do everything together, or do you work with a creative team? Because, like, I just feel whenever I watch your stuff, the styling is so thought
We're the team.
It's you guys do everything.
Yes. Although, I mean, with music videos, we work with, stylists or director, but we are very much involved. We decide which stylist or which director, so that we have the same, mindset.
Yeah. Your director actually won an award for your music video in Cannes.
Yes, for an old video of mine. Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm so intrigued by your relationship together in terms of producing this kind of content. I mean, I've been very much involved with looking at the music industry at the moment and really looking for somebody to just try something new. Everyone's trying to be another rapper. Everyone's trying to be another pop star. No one is doing what you guys are doing. Was it an intentional thing to say, Spoek, maybe from your side, was it intentional to say, I've been doing this for so long, I want to now try something just that breaks this mold?
My work in the music industry, I think I came up through hip-hop stuff and electronic stuff and collaborating with a lot of different people, and I went into figuring out what I want to do, really from the depths of my core. And in production and music making and meeting Carla, the fusion really happened quite naturally.
Yeah, so fusion is where you want to be. It's that whole idea of bringing two different elements together and making them one big, amazing
Not
thing.
really. I think it's more natural now. Like if I look through your phones or your playlists, there's tons of different music that's not so tribalistic as it was maybe 20, 30 years ago, where, I'm a rocker or I'm a hip-hop person strictly,
Okay, so what are your playlists that you've got on your phones at the moment? If we had to go through your playlist, what kind of stuff are you listening to? Yeah, because I've got my favorites that I like on my go-tos for different things. I'm curious to know what are yours.
Bonobo's on mine, Beirut is on mine, a lot more Shoma Josie, Moonchild.
Nice.
And for Spoek Mathambo, his
You had to say that good stuff, well done.
Hey.
And Batuk, of course.
Yeah.
There's so much great music in South Africa right now that, for me, I'm just so taken by great vocalists like Samkelo Soweto and Langa Mavuso. I think there's a lot of really exciting voices.
And from your trips overseas, you guys must have learned so much from the cultures out there as well, bringing in those influences. So how was your trip in Shanghai and how did it all go?
It went really well. We had a world tour. We just came back from a world tour in Europe and in Australia, China and South Korea. And it's all the cultures, all the languages, all the food. It's so different, but the reception and the kindness was just standard. It was really great.
I was in South Korea in the beginning of the year, or the end of last year.
Lucky you.
I was so blown away. What an amazing country. Because I think when you hear about a country like South Korea, your initial perception isn't what it really is, but it's such a sexy city. They're so dynamic with their art and music. What are some of your favorite experiences from some of the places you've traveled to?
With that place, I'm not one for spicy food.
Yeah.
The pancakes in the back. But the food there is so spicy, but so delicious that through the days I was like, okay, I'm going to train myself with these chilies.
But people were also incredibly friendly, overboard friendly and really sincere. We've made so many friends in the week that we were there. We have like relationships with people. We speak almost every day, you know. Really, really kind people who would invite you into their homes, cook a feast for you.
And how do they respond to your music? Because is it something, I mean, it's obviously something different that they haven't quite heard before, so I can imagine that appeal.
No, interestingly enough, South African music is big in all these places, and you know, like there's Korean DJs that just play boom, you know. Or,
that is incredible.
You know
Imagine going to a club in Korea.
And here,
Wow.
they're really into it and they study it and they enjoy it. So the crowds there are getting more acclimatized.
Yeah,
so by the
sure.
time we got there, they were really warm and receptive.
And South Africans obviously also trying to get used to new sounds and trying to get used to producing more music, you know, especially when it comes to the fusion genres. And a lot of people have asked us about how you guys would define this particular genre of music, because you just want to dance to it. I guess you want to dance to it, but it's got another flavor to it that you want to bring in. So how would you go to a radio station and be like, this fits into this genre? How would you describe it?
It's difficult. That's always been difficult in my career. No two songs. We'll give you the CD after. No two songs are really the same. But the main intention is to make people feel really good. Feel empowered. You know, but that's not a genre of music. It's empowerment music.
Yeah, of course it is a genre of music. It's called house.
Exactly. So there it is.
But if we say house, people get a little bit like, what kind of house? You know, there's so many different kinds of house. Funky house, deep house, and even deep house is...
But just say
house.
But house
kind of fills it
it
all.
makes you dance.
Exactly.
Exactly,
It makes
so
you
it's
happy.
house.
Yes.
I love
it makes
that.
you happy. What does batuk mean? I've always wanted to know that.
It means drum.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a type of drum. Oh,
Yes.
of
It's actually,
course.
isn't it like a
Who's the blonde in the room?
It's like it makes the sound of a drum, batuk.
Batuk,
Sounds like a
very
drum
percussive.
beat,
Is it the one with where you play with your thumb and...
No, I think it's a general
just-
Portuguese word for a drum.
Portuguese word, Julie? Oh, wow.
I'm Portuguese. My grandmother's changing the channel now, going, oh, she's the dud.
But we spelt it differently. We did the K.
There you
Yes,
go.
she's
Bob.
safe. Listen, you guys are amazing, and obviously we can talk so much about the music. South Africa must go out and buy the music, and obviously listen to it at the end of the show. We're looking forward to the performance. It is such high energy. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Batuk will be treating us to a live performance from their brand new EP. It's coming up later in the show.
Album.
It's from the album, not even from the EP. Album even. After the break, we're back with our Mommy Monday guest, Samkelo Ndlovu, so stay right where you are.
Thank you.
Hello, South Africa. Are you ready for me? Present the search on SABC3. We're out here.
Would you want to see me on your TV?
Do you think that I have what it takes to become the next SABC3 presenter? It's me you are looking for.
When you present, you have to be passionate about it. Just put me in front of a camera and I'll show you how it's done.
Tune in to Presenter Search on 3
on the 10th of May, 7:30 sharp
on SABC3.
The stage is yours.
Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's good to have you with us as we kickstart a brand new week. We have honestly been loving having Baxter and Donut as part of our Afternoon Express family. We've enjoyed watching them grow and become part of this family and extended family as well. And if you'd like to see more of them, perhaps their lives on screen or off screen, remember that you can follow them on Instagram. You can search for Adventures of Donut and The Adventures of Baxter for a different angle on their journey.
They're cute, they're cuddly, and they're TV stars. Baxter and Donut, the adorably fluffy four-legged members of the Afternoon Express family, are sharing their daily adventures on social media. To see what Baxter and Donut get up to behind the scenes, follow The Adventures of Baxter and The Adventures of Donut on Instagram.
All right, and of course we are back with our fantastic guest, Samkelo, and we're busy chatting about baby life and motherhood. Do you think every woman can adapt as easily as what you have? Because I think it's terrifying.
It is terrifying, but I think maternal instinct just kicks in.
Yeah.
I think once that baby's in your arms, it just kicks in.
What do you think was the one piece of information in your head that you say, I wish all women knew this before taking on motherhood? Because you hear the horror stories and you hear the glamour stories about it. But the bare truth, what is it that you wish you knew before taking it on?
The bare truth is that that baby belongs to you.
Yeah.
And you're responsible for every single thing.
Yeah.
And you might have family and the father and the grandmothers and the aunties, but at the end of the day, that baby, you know what I'm saying?
It's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge one.
It requires so much from you as well. It cannot survive without you.
No.
And I'm intrigued to know, because obviously there's so many lessons and life lessons you want to teach children, and you've chosen not to have your child on social media. Do you think that you would start an account for your kid one day? Because obviously all mothers want to take photos and share their photos of their baby, because look how cute that smile is. They just laugh for the first time they spoke.
And
how do you
videos.
feel about it?
For me, I just think it should be my child's choice. She didn't ask to be famous. Who am I to just splash her all over the place and have my million Instagram followers commenting and commenting and commenting and commenting.
Having an opinion.
And having an opinion about this little person who has nothing to do with that world, and I believe she has the right to have, a normal childhood. And I mean, I will take one picture and post it just to be like, guys, this is what she looks like. I do actually have a baby. She's real and she's human. And, and that's pretty much it. And I actually have opened an Instagram page, but it's private. There's literally just me and the dad following.
I see. So share those memories.
Emma Sadler, who's a social media attorney, she was on the show a couple of months ago, and she told us that in Germany it's actually illegal to post photos of your children because it's unfair to give them an online presence without them having any consent.
Exactly.
And I think that's such a beautiful law because, I mean, you're opening up your child's life
so
and
much.
privacy literally to the world, and once it's on the internet,
it's there forever.
It's there forever.
It's there forever.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest crisis we have with young people in our country and around the world is that sense of identity. Who am I? And it's almost like as if you're posting your kids' photos up from that young age, you're almost creating an identity for them before they're allowed to choose it for themselves. I think that's also can be incredibly dangerous in the world we live in.
Yeah.
Also, you've got a little girl, and I think the relationship between a mother and her little girl is so precious.
Yeah.
What is the lesson that you want to teach her? That one lesson that will be the most important lesson for her to learn as a woman growing up in her life?
As a woman growing up, I will constantly remind her how awesome she is without needing to be told.
Yeah.
And I will help her find those tools. I will help her know about herself, about her identity, about herself as an African, about herself as a woman in the world, and about herself as my daughter. And I will aid her with those tools that'll help her say, I'm awesome, I don't really need you to tell me. And that alone will give her the confidence to do anything she wants.
What a beautiful answer, to instill value in somebody.
Yes.
And also, they live by example. Your daughter's going to look up to you and be like, I want to be like you, Mom. And one of the sides to you that I adore is that you never sit still. First of all, you work hard, you family hard, you love hard, you play hard, but you're also gymming hard at the moment as well. And I'm really excited to see, how's that whole journey going of recovering, getting your body back?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, so I only had 2 months off, and I had to wait 6 weeks before gymming. So it's been quite a journey. The first week, I really felt like a failure because I saw my trainer, and you know, he's used to the fit me, because my trainer's a fighter, he's an MMA fighter, so he wants to just get me into things and have me jumping things and climbing things, and I felt so weak. I was so weak. Nothing was working, and I even thought maybe I should drink pre-workout. But
that stuff is hectic.
Yeah, you just become a bunny rabbit on that thing. You're just like the whole day, even after gym. But I kind of put the pressure off myself so much because the thing that constantly rang in my head was, you're going back to work, you can't look like the big planet that you were, and your job requires people to look at you. So, I mean, if I worked in a bank, I probably wouldn't care as much. But the thing is, people have to look at me for me to do my job. And so I put so much pressure on myself. But I've kind of relaxed now because I have a WhatsApp fitness group with other entertainers. And they really just root me on.
You do not need WhatsApp groups, girl. You're looking amazing. You really are. I don't
Thank you.
I
love fitness WhatsApp groups. They're the best.
Yes.
I post motivational things. And they're amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing.
That's a good idea.
I've got a better fitness solution to you guys. Dancing around, because obviously our guests in the loft today. We've got a song coming up. Should we just do a little bit of dancing?
I'm here for it. I'm here for that.
We're in.
Yes.
They're going to be doing a live performance after the break. Stay tuned, South Africa. Batuk after these.
One, two, one, two, one, two.
Care for me. So guilty you care for me. Care for me. Guilty you care for me. This world is not like mine at all. Thick smoke puff deep within my core. You tried to walk, instead you crawl. You said you love, you swore I'm bored. And if you really want me, and if you really can't see, hold me tightly, we can be free. You get to be free, kiss me nightly, swim in deep sea.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on this Monday afternoon. However, it does feel like a Friday. Get up off your couches and get dancing with us. Batuk, join us in studio. Their brand new album, which I'm super excited about, Kasi Royalty, is launching on Friday. And here they are today with the performance live on our show exclusively for you of the single called Deep Ocean. Take it away.
Care for me. guilty you care for me. This world is not like mine at all. Thick smoke puffed deep within my core. You tried to walk, instead you crawl. You said you love, you swore I'm more. And if you really want me, and if you really can't see, hold me tightly, we can be free. Free. And if you really love me, and if you care to be free, kiss me nightly, swim in deep sea. And if you're ready for me, and if you really agree, hold me tightly, we can be free. Free. And if you're ready for me, and if you really can't see, kiss me nightly, swim in deep sea. This is when you get up and you dance on a Monday afternoon, a morning express. Swim in deep sea. Free, free. Swim in deep sea. Oh, I'm here if you care for me. Oh, swing like a willow tree. Oh, so guilty you dare to dream. Oh, deep ocean air to breathe. And if you really want me, and if you really can't see, hold me tightly, we can be free. Free. And if you really love me, and if you care to be free, kiss me nightly, swim in deep sea. And if you're ready for me, and if you really agree, hold me tightly, we can be free. Free. And if you're ready for me, and if you really can't see, kiss me nightly, swim in deep sea. Deep ocean, deep within my soul. You had my heart, you had it all. Deep ocean, deep within my soul. You had a queen, you had it all. Deep ocean, deep within my soul. You had my heart, you had it all.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.